Alright, so hope you guys had tried on handling that steppers assignment which I have given in the previous lecture. So let's try to do that now. So let me go back to my Appium simulator, and it's a steppers, right? Scroll down, steppers, yeah. And okay, let me close this. So here we want to basically select this 1 2. So after clicking 2 times I want to grab the count of this default section. So that is our assignment. So let me refresh this in Appium inspector so that it gives us that specific page. Yep. So when I hit on this specific plus icon, it's an increment, name equals to increment. But if you clearly see, even this plus icon have increment. Let me maximize this and show you. Okay, so if I do plus here, you see that it's an increment, and here it's also increment. So the object is not unique in this case, isn't it? Name equals to increment. But in Appium, it tries to identify this from the top left. So it starts searching for object from the top left. So when it comes in this fashion, top left, it will interpret first line, second line, third line, and thereafter it comes to this plus icon. When it finds increment, it clicks on it. Okay, that means basically what I am saying, when you have multiple objects with the same name, Appium by default clicks that first one. Okay, so if your specific test case is to click on this plus icon, you need not worry about these objects, multiple objects, because this is in the first place, right? So Appium by default picks it out and clicks that. If you want to click on this plus icon, then you need to worry about this duplicate one, and you can carry out that with an index. Okay, so that's one thing you need to know. And next, if you want to get this count, you need to click it here, right? So when you click it here, which is unique here, you cannot depend upon value, name and label, because that keeps on changing, right? When you click on plus icon, so only thing what you have here is XCUI element type static text, the class name. But is that unique? Go and try to click here, and even this have XCUI element type static text. Okay, so even when you click here, then you have the same. So you know, right, when you have multiple objects with same name, you can go with an index. So let's try that fashion to handle this steppers. Okay, so first of all I want to click on increment. So as this is the first one, let me hit it directly with accessibility ID. Okay, when there is an accessibility ID, just don't look anywhere, you can directly use that. Okay, this is Android workspace. Let me go back to, you need to minimize this so that it could be visible. Basically I'm a Windows guy, so I don't like Mac, because I was habituated with Windows and I don't want to switch it out. Just for this practice purpose I have taken this Mac machine. Okay, so after clicking on steppers, it's increment, right? Driver dot and find element with accessibility ID. Don't worry about the duplicate because we are clicking on the first one and it should handle it. So I want to click on it. So let me click one more time. Okay, so that we need to get the count of 2. Oops, sorry, something went wrong. Yeah, step. Okay, so you clicked on 2 times. Now you want to get this text. Okay, so for that you can simply use again with the class name on the specific XU element static text, because this is the first one. But let's say we are having one more static text class name above that. Let's assume that, okay, I don't want to show you simple test case. Let's assume that this is the second one. So you cannot handle directly, so you need to provide index, right? Okay, but in our test it's at 0th index as it is first one. Okay, so let's try it. Driver dot find element. As I told you, tag name can be treated as a class name. So when there are multiple, we use find elements plural, because you know that there are multiple objects with the same class name in this page. So we say driver dot go and find elements with this class name, so that it will grab everything, and from that we will grab that 0th index, which is this. Okay, in the similar fashion you can do this as well, but I'm just showing it directly. But this let's try to do with the help of index. Now if you want to grab this, you need to say find elements dot get of 1, because this is that first index. Let's try it this both. Okay, XUI element type static text. Okay, so and by dot class name XUI element type static text. Okay, find elements, right, plural. Dot, from this I want to get the 0th index, and then I need to get the text of it, because I want to print it in the console. So system, I'm just trying to print out that dot print ln write it here, and now copy the same step and bring out the first index. So that should be 0 and this should be 2. Copy, paste. Now let's run this program and see that the value should be just like here, because we are clicking 2 times that plus icon, right? So the value should be 2 here and 0. Now if you want to grab this custom, let's say that I want to print this custom text as well. Okay, then just go back to your Appium inspector again, and this is custom, and you see that name equals to custom. So you can just say accessibility ID or name by dot name and say dot get text. Just I'm leaving this as an assignment for you, because it's very simple. Driver dot find element by dot accessibility ID, provide this and say dot get text, and you have to see custom on your output. Okay, try out all this default, iterate, custom, try out to print everything. Okay, so after at the end let's again do one decrement, and then I will try to take the count again. It should be 1, right? So for decrement, this is name it just decrement. So let me go back and copy. So basically I have incremented 2 and I'm taking the text, and then again I am clicking on minus so that it get decremented. Okay, so it clicks on minus, and now I will take this get text again, and the final output should be 1. Okay, now the sequence of output what we are expecting is, first time it should print 2 for 0th index, and for second index we are not touching any plus and minus icon, so that it should be 0, and again I am decrementing 1 and I am grabbing the text, and now that should be 1. Okay, so let's run this program and see, are we getting the expected output or not? Run as Java application and select OK. I'll open my Appium just to check the logs, because monitoring logs is most important when your test is running. so that it will tell you if the script is going to fail somewhere or if it got stuck due to some issues. So as I said, until unless you see some red icon, you need not worry. Just go through the content because script is running. So it's trying to inject that specific app into the simulator. Yep, so it should go from beginning again. Text entry, enter the text, come back, scroll down, click on steppers, and then again do the 2+ icons. So every end to end. So I'm not writing it in separate test case. So everything is merged into single test. Okay, that should go back and it should scroll down. Okay, see that 1, 2, and again it becomes 1. So that means 2 times increment and 1 time decrement. Okay, so if you see the output here, steppers, something went wrong. So let's see what happened. So here it printed steppers, and here for the second time, oh, I know why. So let me show you. This is a good example for us for debugging. So I told that XUI element static text name equals to 2. So this is at the 0th index. That's what we thought. But what I identified is this steppers here, right? The text, even that is at that 0th index. That's why we got output as steppers. Okay, so basically this is at the first index and this is at the second index and this is at the third index. So you will come to know that by hit and trial method. Okay, so we thought this is at 0th, make it 1, and this is at second, and this is again 1. And now you run this code, you should get your output as a 2, 0, and 1. I'm pretty sure that you will get that. Okay, so be careful when you have multiple elements with the same name. So you need to identify in page how many are there and how to find out that specific one with the index number. Just try out with one by just visually looking. If it doesn't work, then again just investigate and change the indexes. Okay. Okay, simulator got started. So it started execution. Let's see. I am expecting my output this time as a 2, 0, and 1. Perfect. Okay, so this is how you can validate steppers functionality in iPhones. And now there is one more important feature in iOS, but which is specific to only iOS platform. Okay, I am sure that you will not see these type of functionalities in Android. Let me show you that. So where is my Appium? Yeah, so I'll say go back, and here there is something called what is that? I think it's pickers. Yeah, here you go. And so in Android you will see drop down as a just web view, but whereas in iOS platforms you will see something like this, isn't it? So we have not came across such kind of test scenarios in our course till now. So if this is in this fashion, how do you automate it? So if you want to select number 165, how do you select from this speaker view? Okay, this is the unique to only iOS platform. Okay, you will not see such feature in Android. If you have used both of the devices, you will know that. Okay, so in our next lecture we will see how do we automate this speaker view. Okay, so basically I am just bringing out what are the new topics compared to Android. If there is something similar to both Android and iOS, I'm just skipping it because it's again same. You can just go through our previous lectures of what we have done, and it's all about identifying element using the inspector, a dot click, dot send keys, get text tapping on it. Okay, this is all common, but I'm just pointing out the most unique features which are specific to only iOS. Like for example, in the previous lecture I have explained this scrolling, okay, which is specific to iOS, where you cannot use in Android. Okay, these 5 lines. In the similar fashion, this feature, the speaker view feature, which is specific to only iOS. Okay, so then let's start and see how do we pass the information into these views. Before that, I would like you to just try it out before you watch the next lecture. Okay, just try out. Take the inspector, Appium inspector, try to identify these specific objects, and then try to select any number 170 or 210 and number 80 here. Just try it out and then watch the next lecture so that you will have a clear idea on where you are lagging. Okay, meet you in the next lecture. Thank you.